Take a deep breath. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Let the world outside fade away for a moment. Just you and the sound of my voice. We are going to talk about something that touches every part of our lives, yet we rarely speak about it with honesty or stillness. We are going to talk about money, but not in the way you might expect. Not about charts, or interest rates, or stock markets. We are going to talk about your heart, your mind, and the quiet relationship you have with the concept of wealth. Understanding money is one thing. You can read books, you can study the math, and you can memorize the rules of the game. But managing money effectively, that is a completely different story. It is a story of human behavior, of our flaws, our fears, and our deepest desires. It is a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. You see, doing well with money has little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. And behavior is hard to teach, even to really smart people. A genius who loses control of their emotions can be a financial disaster. The opposite is also true. An ordinary person with no financial education can be wealthy if they have a handful of behavioral skills that have nothing to do with intelligence. Think about your earliest memory of money. Perhaps it was the sound of coins jingling in your father's pocket, or the look of worry on your mother's face when a bill arrived in the mail. Maybe it was the joy of a small allowance, or the silence in the house when there wasn't enough. These moments stay with us. They form our money script, the unconscious story we tell ourselves about what money means. For some, money is safety. For others, it is status. For many, it is a source of constant, low-level anxiety that hums in the background of life like a distant refrigerator. To manage money well, we must first look back. We must acknowledge that our financial decisions aren't made in a vacuum. They are shaped by our history, our upbringing, and the world we grew up in. We often think we are being logical when we spend or save. We tell ourselves we are making rational choices based on data. But the truth is, we are emotional creatures. Every time you pull out your wallet, there is a silent conversation happening in your head. Is this purchase going to make me feel seen? Will it make me feel safe? Am I trying to keep up with someone else's highlight reel? We use money to solve problems that aren't financial. We use it to fill gaps in our confidence, to soothe our loneliness, or to project an image of a life we haven't quite reached yet. Recognizing this is the first step toward true management. It's not about the numbers on the screen. It's about the feelings in your chest. One of the hardest financial skills to learn is getting the goalpost to stop moving. We live in a world that thrives on more growth, more profit, more things. If you don't know what enough looks like, you will never be satisfied, no matter how much you accumulate. Happiness, as it turns out, is just results minus expectations. If your expectations keep rising with your income, you will always be at zero. You will be on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but staying in the same place. True wealth is the ability to say, "This is enough for me." It is the freedom to step off the treadmill and realize that the most precious things you own, your time, your health, your relationships cannot be bought with a higher balance. Let's talk about the concept of time. Time is the only currency you can never earn back. We often trade our time for money, hoping that one day we can use that money to buy back our time. But so many people get lost in the middle. They spend their best years working jobs they dislike, to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't even like. The real value of money is its ability to give you control over your time. Being able to wake up and say, "I can do whatever I want today," is the highest dividend money pays. It is more valuable than a luxury car or a designer watch. It is the quiet peace of knowing that you own your hours, rather than your hours owning you. Wealth is what you don't see. This is a hard truth to swallow in the age of social media. We see the expensive vacations, the new homes, and the flashy gadgets, but those are things people spent money on. Wealth is the money that was and spent. It is the assets that haven't been converted into stuff yet. Wealth is the flexibility, the options, and the growth that happens in the dark. It is the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a cushion if the world decides to turn upside down tomorrow. When we see someone driving a $100,000 car, the only data point we actually have is that they have $100,000 less than they did before they bought the car. Don't confuse looking rich with being wealthy. One is a performance for others, the other is a gift to yourself. Consider the power of small, consistent steps. In a world that loves get-rich-quick schemes and overnight success stories, the quiet power of patience is often ignored. Growth takes time. Whether it is a tree, a relationship, or a savings account, the most meaningful things grow slowly. Compounding is a miracle, but it is a silent one. It requires you to be okay with being bored. It requires you to stay the course when everyone else is panicking or chasing the next big thing. Managing money effectively is often about doing the boring thing, the simple thing, over and over again for a very long time. It is about surviving the dips and staying in the game. Fear and greed are the two ghosts that haunt our financial lives. Greed whispers that we ain't doing enough, that we are missing out, that we need to take bigger risks to catch up. Fear whispers that it could all be taken away, that we are one mistake away from ruin. Both are liars. They both cloud our judgment and push us away from the middle path of balance. To manage your money is to manage these two voices. It is to acknowledge them when they speak, but not to give them the steering wheel. Ask yourself, is this decision coming from a place of growth or a place of lack? Is it coming from wisdom or from a need to prove something? We must also learn to forgive ourselves. We have all made mistakes. We have all bought things we regretted, lost money on bad investments, or let opportunities slip through our fingers. Holding on to the guilt of past financial failures only weighs down your future. Money is a tool, and like any tool, it takes practice to use it well. If you hit your thumb with a hammer, you don't throw the hammer away or call yourself a failure. You learn how to grip it differently next time. Treat your financial journey with the same grace. Every day is a new chance to make a slightly better choice than you did yesterday. The relationship between money and ego is a dangerous one. Our ego wants us to feel superior, to feel like we are winning. It uses money as a scoreboard. But when your self-worth is tied to your net worth, you are in a very fragile position. Markets fluctuate, jobs end, economies change. If you are your money, then who are you when the money is gone? Deep down, we must build an identity that is independent of our bank account. We must find value in our character, our kindness, and our creativity. When you are secure in who you are, money loses its power to hurt you. It becomes just a resource, a means to an end, rather than the end itself. Think about the people you love. When they think of you, do they think of your bank balance? Do they think of the brand of shoes you wear? No, they think of the way you make them feel. They think of your laughter, your support, and your presence. In the end, no one wishes they had spent more time at the office or bought a slightly larger television. They wish they had spent more time with the people who matter. Money is only useful inasmuch as it supports those connections. If your pursuit of money is destroying your relationships, then you aren't managing money. Money is managing you. The world is unpredictable. We like to think we are in control, but so much of our financial success is tied to luck and timing. Acknowledging the role of luck doesn't diminish your hard work. It keeps you humble. It reminds you that since things can change in an instant, the best strategy is one that prioritizes resilience over maximum profit. Resilience means having room for error. It means having a plan for when things go wrong, not just when things go right. It means protecting your downside so that you can survive to enjoy the upside. Freedom is the ultimate goal. Not the freedom to buy everything, but the freedom to be yourself. To be able to walk away from a toxic situation. To be able to help a friend in need without checking your balance. To be able to pursue a passion just because it brings you joy. This is the true return on investment. It's not a percentage, it's a feeling. It's the feeling of lightness in your chest when you realize that you have enough, you are enough, and your future is secure because you have mastered your own behavior. As we move toward the end of our reflection, take a moment to be grateful. Grateful for what you have right now, in this very second. Whether it is much or little, it is a foundation. Money is a long journey, a marathon of the soul. There is no finish line where all your problems disappear, but there is a path that leads to more peace and less friction. Every small choice to save, every moment you choose not to compare yourself to others, every time you choose time over things you are winning, you are becoming the master of your own story. Listen to the silence for a moment. Feel the weight of your body against the chair or the bed. You are more than your finances. You are a living, breathing human being with the capacity for immense love and wisdom. Money is just a part of the landscape you are traveling through. Don, let the map become the journey. Hold your wealth with a loose grip and hold your values with a firm one. When you understand the psychology of your own heart, managing the money in your pocket becomes a simple act of care. The most important investment you will ever make is not in a stock or a house. It is in your own peace of mind. It is in the quiet confidence that you can handle whatever life throws at you. It is in the knowledge that your happiness is not for sale and cannot be taken away by a market crash. Carry this stillness with you as you go about your day. Let it guide your hands when you reach for your wallet and your heart when you think about your future. You are doing better than you think. You have everything you need to start moving toward a life of true abundance, an abundance of spirit, of time, and of peace. May you find the wisdom to know what is enough. May you find the courage to define success on your own terms. May your days be filled with the kind of wealth that does and need to be counted. And above all, may you always have peace in your heart and clarity in your mind. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Be well and walk in peace.